Have you ever had one of those mornings where you wake up and just feel different? Not because some huge life event hit you, but because little things you started doing weeks or months ago finally clicked. Like your body feels lighter, your mind is sharper, and suddenly the future doesn't feel so heavy anymore. What if I told you that the secret to rewriting your entire life isn't some dramatic New Year's resolution that you'll quit by February? It's the tiny habits you choose every single day.
Welcome back to English Speak Nest, everybody. If this is your first time with us, you just walked into the coziest podcast studio on the internet. I'm Ethan.
And I'm Olivia. And today we're talking about something that has genuinely changed both of our lives. Healthy habits that change your life. Not the flashy, expensive, overwhelming stuff. Just the quiet, consistent, almost boring little things that add up to something extraordinary.
Exactly. We're not here to sell you a $500 program or a fancy gadget. We're here to share the real, messy, beautiful truth about how waking up early, drinking water like it's your job, moving your body, and a few other simple moves can completely transform how you feel, how you show up, and what your future looks like. So grab your coffee, or your water if we're practicing what we preach, and let's dive in.
Or tea. I see you over there with your matcha, Ethan. Don't think I didn't notice.
Guilty. All right, let's set the scene. Olivia, when we first started planning this episode, you told me a story that stuck with me. You said you used to feel like you were just surviving your days. What changed?
Yeah. 2 years ago, I was that girl who hit snooze 6 times, scrolled Instagram for 45 minutes before even getting out of bed, and felt exhausted by 10 a.m. I was drinking maybe 1 glass of water a day, basically living on iced lattes and stress. Then I read this random article about how small habits compound, and I thought, what if I just tried one thing? So I started with drinking water. Sounds ridiculous, right? But hear me out.
Okay, now I'm hooked. Walk us through it.
Every morning, I put a big glass of water on my nightstand the night before. The second my eyes opened, before I touched my phone, I drank it. Within a week, I had more energy. Within a month, my skin looked better, my headaches disappeared, and I wasn't crashing at 3 p.m. anymore. It was such a tiny win, but it made me believe I could do the next thing. And that belief, that's where the real magic starts.
I love that. For me, it was waking up early. I used to be the ultimate night owl, working until 2 a.m., wondering why I felt like garbage every morning. Then, I committed to waking up at 5:30 for 30 days straight. No negotiating. The first week was brutal. I was walking around like a zombie.
I remember those texts from you. Liv, why did I do this to myself?
Exactly. But around day 12, something shifted. I started getting this quiet window of time before the world woke up. No notifications, no emails, just me, a cup of coffee, and my journal. I'd go for a walk, watch the sunrise, and suddenly I had this calm confidence I'd never felt before. My productivity exploded. I finished projects I'd been putting off for months. And the best part? I started actually liking myself again.
That's powerful. So many people think waking up early is just about productivity hacks. But it's deeper than that. It's about claiming your day before the day claims you. 100%. And it pairs so beautifully with a morning routine. Mine's simple now. Water, 5-minute stretch, 10-minute walk, journal, then I ease into work. But that first 30 days of walking every single morning? Life-changing. Okay, you have to tell that story. The 30-day walking challenge? I know our listeners are going to want the details. All right. 30 days, 30 minutes of walking every morning. Rain or shine, no headphones the first 10 days. Just me and my thoughts. Day 1, I felt silly. Day 7, I almost quit because it was pouring. But I put on a rain jacket and went anyway. And on day 21, I had this moment. I was walking past this little park near my house. Sun was just coming up. And I realized I hadn't had a single anxiety spiral in 2 weeks. My mind felt quiet, peaceful. Like the walking was literally moving the stress out of my body. I get emotional just hearing that. Because movement does that. It's not about getting shredded or hitting some fitness goal. It's about proving to yourself that you can show up for you, even when it's uncomfortable.
And the science backs it up. Endorphins, better sleep, clearer thinking. But honestly, the emotional part is what sticks. You start trusting yourself more.
Speaking of trusting yourself, let's talk about food. Because this one was my biggest battle. I was the queen of drive-through runs and midnight snacks. Then I tried something stupidly simple, replacing one junk meal a day with something real. Just one.
Tell me exactly how you did it.
I'm laughing at myself. I started with breakfast. Instead of a sugary cereal or skipping it entirely, I made overnight oats with berries, a little almond butter, and chia seeds. It took me 4 minutes the night before. First week, I was like, this is boring. Second week, I actually looked forward to it. By week 4, my jeans were looser, my energy was steady all day, and I stopped craving sugar like a maniac. Then I added one more swap. Lunch became a big, colorful salad with protein. Nothing extreme, just consistent.
And the emotional side of that?
It made me feel in control again. I used to beat myself up every time I ate poorly. Now I look at food as fuel and love. I'm kinder to my body. And that kindness spilled into every other area of my life. My work, my relationships, even how I talk to myself in the mirror.
Man, that's the part nobody talks about enough. These habits aren't just physical. They rewire how you see yourself. You start believing you're someone who follows through, someone who deserves good things.
Exactly. And reading books became part of that for me. I used to say I didn't have time to read. Then I committed to 10 pages every single night before bed. No phone, just a real book. It became my wind-down ritual. Cut my screen time dramatically, too.
Okay, reducing screen time. Let's go there because this one is sneaky. We don't realize how much it's stealing from us until we get it back.
I set a rule. No screens after 9 p.m. Phone goes in another room. First few nights, I was bored out of my mind. Then I started reading, journaling, stretching, even just staring at the ceiling, thinking. My sleep improved so much. I woke up less anxious. And the mental space I gained, I started dreaming bigger again. Ideas for my life that I hadn't let myself think about in years started showing up.
I did the same thing. I deleted Instagram from my phone for 30 days. Cold turkey. The first week, I kept reaching for it like a reflex. Then something beautiful happened. I had real conversations with my family again. I went for evening walks without podcasts. I felt present. And my morning routine got even stronger because my mind wasn't already fried from the night before.
So, if someone's listening right now and they're thinking, this all sounds great, but I don't know where to start, what would you tell them?
Start with one. Just one. Pick the one that feels easiest or the one that excites you most. For some people, it's water. For others, it's a 10-minute walk. The magic isn't in doing all of them perfectly. It's in proving to yourself that you can keep a promise to you.
And celebrate the tiny wins. I used to roll my eyes at that advice. Now I get it. You drink that glass of water? Tell yourself, good job, Liv. You walk even when you don't feel like it? High five yourself.
those little celebrations build the identity of someone who shows up.
I love that. Okay, let's get a little deeper for a second, because these habits saved me during one of the hardest seasons of my life. Last year, I went through a really rough breakup. I was devastated. Sleeping terribly, eating like trash, doom scrolling at 3 a.m. Then I remembered the morning walk habit I'd built months earlier. Even on the days I cried the whole time, I still went. And those walks, they became my therapy. The movement, the fresh air, the quiet. It reminded me that I could feel pain and still move forward. One foot in front of the other. Literally.
Ethan, I didn't know it was that bad. I'm so proud of you for sharing that. And I relate more than you know. My anxiety peaked last summer. I felt like my brain was constantly screaming. The only thing that quieted it was my morning routine. Water, movement, reading something inspiring. It gave me this anchor, a place where I could breathe again. And slowly, the anxiety lost its grip.
See, that's the power. These aren't just habits, they're lifelines. They create space for you to heal, to grow, to become the version of yourself you've always wanted to be.
And they compound in ways you can't even see coming. You get better sleep, so you have more patience with your kids or your partner. You have more energy, so you show up better at work. You feel stronger in your body, so you're braver in your dreams. It's this beautiful ripple effect.
Exactly. I started waking up early, and suddenly I had time to learn guitar again, something I'd wanted to do for 10 years. Now I play every morning for 10 minutes, and it brings me so much joy. Olivia, you started eating better and told me you finally had the energy to take that pottery class you've been talking about for ages.
Yes, and I'm terrible at it, but I love it. That's the point. These habits give you back your life, the parts you forgot you even wanted.
Okay, real talk time. If you're listening and you've tried habits before and failed, what would you say to that person right now?
I'd say be kinder to yourself than you've ever been. Failure isn't proof you can't do it. It's just data. Maybe the habit was too big. Maybe your environment wasn't set up for success. Start smaller. Tell one friend so you have accountability. Or hell, tell us in the comments. We read every single one.
And if you're enjoying this conversation as much as we are, don't forget to subscribe to English Speak Nest and turn on notifications. We drop episodes like this every week. Real talk, no fluff, all heart. It really helps us keep making this for you.
Thank you in advance. Seriously.
Let's talk about the morning routine as a whole for a minute. Because when you stack a few of these habits together, water, movement, reading, no screens the night before, it becomes this beautiful foundation for your day. Yes! Mine looks like this now. 5:30 alarm, drink 20 ounces of water, 5-minute stretch or yoga, 30-minute walk, 10 pages of a book, quick journal. 3 things I'm grateful for and 1 thing I'm choosing today. Takes less than an hour total, but it sets the tone for everything else.
Mine's similar, but I add a little meditation. Literally 3 minutes of just breathing. The science says it lowers cortisol, but I just know it makes me feel like I'm on my own team instead of fighting myself all day.
I need to steal that. 3 minutes? I can do that.
See? That's how it spreads. You hear one good idea and you try it.
Here's what I want every listener to hear. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to change everything tomorrow. You just have to decide that you're worth the effort, because you are. Your future self, the one who wakes up energized, who feels strong, who laughs more, who loves deeper, is waiting for you to start.
And that future self
isn't some faraway version of you. She's or he's only 30 days away, or 60, or 90. But you have to begin today with one glass of water, one walk around the block, one chapter of a book instead of one more scroll.
Imagine looking back a year from now and realizing that the version of you who started today created a completely different life. Better health, deeper relationships, more peace, more joy. It's not a fantasy. It's math. Small habits times consistency equals transformation.
I get a little teary thinking about it because I've lived it. And I know so many of you can too.
So here's our challenge to you right now, wherever you are, driving, walking, folding laundry, lying in bed. Pick one habit from everything we talked about, just one. Water, walking, reading, reducing screens, waking up 15 minutes earlier. Whatever feels doable. Commit to it for the next 30 days. And when you have your first big win, come back here and tell us in the comments. We want to celebrate with you.
Yes, tag us, share your story, let this community lift you up.
This has been one of my favorite conversations we've ever had. Olivia, thank you for bringing your realness and your heart to this episode.
Right back at you, Ethan. I feel lighter just talking about it.
And to every single one of you listening, thank you for spending this time with us. You could be anywhere, but you chose to be here, and that means everything.
If this episode moved you, if it made you think, if it made you want to be better, hit that like button. Leave us a comment with the one habit you're starting this week, and subscribe to English Speak Nest so you never miss an episode.
Remember, your life doesn't change when you get motivated. It changes when you get consistent. Small habits, big results. We'll see you next week.
We love you guys. Take care of yourselves out there.
And go make today the first day of your new chapter.